And just to demo the speed and the reliability of the connection on this module, on an average morning you would get in your car, turn the car on. By the time the screen gets up, put in your seat belt, everything is already connected. This is a 2015 Audi A7. It has all the luxury features. However, it's still being a 2015 car, does not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and today we're going to add that to the original screen. Now for the first part of the install, you need a trim tool in order to remove the climate control, which can just pry from either side. So you just wedge your trim tool in and then it should just come out. And once you've used the trim tool to pop one side out, you can do the same thing to do on the other side. Just wedge your trim tool in and then pop it out. And remember to use a plastic trim tool, as the plastic is not going to damage any of the interior. Once you have done that, you can kind of slide the thing out. Another thing to keep in mind is to put your car into drive. So before starting this procedure, just go into ignition, put the car in drive and turn the ignition off. Make sure this cubby is closed here. That way nothing gets hit during the removal process. Another great tip is to always have a microfiber on any of the surface that can potentially have scratches. Once you have the climate control out, there's 3 clips behind it, 2 of them being a pull tab and 1 of them is a press and pull clip. So you want to go ahead and disconnect all 3 of them to put the climate control on the side. Also, this guiding pin at the back can be a bit of a pain to get out, so you just kind of want to wiggle it out at an angle and then just pull it out. Once the climate controller has been taken out and put to the side, to remove the factory radio, there's a 8mm screw here, and then you can pry the factory radio out. After removing that 8mm, this is just gonna slide right out. And there's a connector at the bottom. There's 2 connectors underneath that you need to remove before the whole thing can come out. After removing those 2 plugs at the bottom, the radio will come out, and there's a few connections at the back. The first one is a pressing clip. You can just press and take it out. Second one being a quad lock. Again, very simple process. And the last 4 are European coax, so I'm going to remove that and then the radio can sit on the side for now. Looking at what's in the integration kit is the module itself. It's going to sit on the side for now. There's some double-sided tape to mount the module, a Wi-Fi antenna for your wireless CarPlay and good connection, quad lock interception, and your LVDS cable. Now we always wrap all of our wires in this nice fabric tape. It prevents it from making any rattle when it's in the car. When it bangs around, there's no noise. That's what I've done with all of these wiring. And now we'll move on to the next part, which is removing the glove box. Alright, now in order to remove the glove box, you need to get this small cubby thing out. It's very hard to see against the sun, but there's 2 tabs here, one on this part of the thing, one on this part of the panel. So you have to pull the tabs kind of out and then the whole thing should slide out. There's 1 8mm on the right part of the glove box, 1 in the middle and 1 to the left. There's another one on the outside. You have to just pop that panel out. There should be 3 underneath the glove box, but there's 1 screw missing from there. Once you're done removing the screws, there's 1 connector at the back that comes out and the glove box can sit on the side. Now the only connections you guys need to think about is one of the LVDS cable that's going to go into the module. This is your display signal cable, so what you need to do is plug in the female side into this gray LVDS coming out of the factory head unit, and the other side of this LVDS cable is going to go into your factory head unit. Now the white part of the LVDS cable is going to plug into our integration module. This is what allows for the module to receive display from the factory side and then intercept it with the CarPlay and put it on the factory screen. Now secondly, for the quad lock connectors, these do not have fiber optic cable in it. If you did have fiber optics, you would have to transplant it from the OEM quad lock into the new one. However, this one doesn't. So all that's going to happen now is our new piggyback quad lock is going to connect into the factory one, and the new male side is going to connect into the factory head unit. This quad lock is also the source of power for your integration kit. So I'm going to run all of that down there into the carpet and tuck the module behind there. A lot of people, what they do is mount the module around here and then it's just banging and creates the rattle, so don't do that. You can pull the carpet out very easy. There's only 1 8mm to remove this panel from around here, and then you can pull the carpet out and you can mount your module there. We're just about done mounting the module behind the carpet there and doing some testing. Have connected just the quad lock, fiber optics and LVDS cable here, and everything seems to be working perfectly. So at this stage I'm going to start unplugging everything, put all the wiring nice and neat, route them nice into the glove box for the USB, quad lock sitting at the back, and once I'm happy with all of that, I'm going to plug everything back in, connect to the CarPlay, check for all the sounds and everything, and make sure everything is working just as it should. And if that's all done, give it all a clean and we're done with the install. Everything in the car has been put back together. It's all nice and tidy. Everything has been cleaned up. Now it's time to show you guys how to use it. So in order to have the best experience that you can, I like to go into the factory Bluetooth and still be paired to your OEM Bluetooth for your calls and audio. And then now to go to your CarPlay screen, all you have to do is press and hold the menu button here. It takes you straight into the CarPlay screen. Now because this is not a touchscreen, you can't swipe across there. You have to use your factory dial. So you can swipe across, you can go left and right, you can use your Hey Siri. You can use all sorts of things in there. There's a couple of settings that you would have to do once you have done setting this up. I've done that for testing, but I'll show you. So you have to swipe across and go into your settings. And the first thing you need to do in the car setting, you have to select, if you have the front and rear camera, you have to go factory 360 like so. And if you don't have front and, if it's the rear camera only, you can select that, and there's an option for factory camera. That's the one you want to select. Now the other thing you have to do in here is, if you go down, there's a front camera option. If you're doing the 360 camera and you want your front camera to come up every time you go into the reverse and come back out, you have to select that. There's a few time settings. You can have the front camera on for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, as you like. And for the next setting, to disable the audio going through your CarPlay and still go through your factory, you have to go into factory mode, scroll across into your phone link settings. You have to tick in the right hand car drive, you have to tick in the disable phone link audio, and then you hit apply. Once this is done, you have to go back and reboot the system. It takes a few seconds for the system to reboot, and then it will pop up with the Limset logo. That means the reboot is done. Now after this is done, I'll show you guys how the reverse camera looks, how everything is working. And just to demo the speed and the reliability of the connection on this module, I'll show you. So on an average morning, you would get in your car, turn the car on. By the time the screen gets up, put in your seat belt, everything is already connected. Go into reverse, your factory camera, go back into park. Everything is still working as it should. Your steering wheel control works, all your volume control works. You can still see what's playing on your cluster. You can still use the dial. If you want this system installed in your Audi or any other car, send me an email here to see how I can help you. Peace.